So if you have a Chevy or GMC vehicle and you get a message saying transmission hot, idle engine, I thought I'd go over 7 common causes for this and how you might be able to go about fixing it. And this is going to include many Chevy and GMC vehicles, cars and trucks. And so the first thing to do, if possible, is to go check the transmission fluid. Now some Chevy and GMC vehicles are now enclosed, and so you can't check them, but many you can. So if you can, you go out there and check the fluid and be sure it's at the correct level. Also be sure it's not overfilled, because overfilled transmission fluid will cause problems and it can cause the transmission to overheat. So the first thing you want to do, if possible, is to go check the transmission fluid and be sure it's at the correct level. And then the next thing you could do, again, if possible, check out the fluid color, because the transmission fluid might just be dirty. Dirty transmission fluid can cause a lot of problems. It clogs up the filter inside of there, and it can cause overheating and things like this. And so check the color and see what it looks like. Brand new transmission fluid will be red. It will get a little discolored as it ages, but if it's extremely dirty and the transmission fluid hasn't been changed in a long time, then it might be a good idea to get it changed along with the new filter, because really dirty transmission fluid can cause issues. And so if you check the transmission fluid and it looks good, it's at the right level, and it doesn't look dirty or anything like that, then it could just be regular driving. Sometimes vehicles, when you're going up steep hill, especially if the weather's hot or something like this, it can cause it to overheat. Now, if that happens, what you can do is you can just pull over, wait like half an hour or so for the transmission to cool down, and then start driving again. If it comes back and you're not driving up a hill, then there's an issue. So if you're not driving up a hill or anything like this and it's coming on, then it's another issue. But if you are going up some steep hills and things like this, like I said, especially on a hot day, then it could possibly just be normal and that the hill's really steep for the car to go up and it's really heating up the transmission. And that brings it to another thing too, is be sure the vehicle's not overloaded. Now, you very likely aren't going to be this overloaded or anything, but if you have a lot of stuff inside of there, if you went shopping and you loaded it up with a whole bunch of stuff, you got a whole bunch of people inside of there and things like this, and you're doing a lot of stop and go or even up hills or anything like this, then the transmission might be overheating just because it's just overloaded. So if you do have too much weight inside of the vehicle, then try to offload some of that weight and then drive it around and see if it comes back. If it comes back and you don't have no weight in there, then it's going to be something else. But it's something to keep in mind. If the vehicle's overloaded, it could put strain on the transmission and cause it to overheat. And so the next things that are going to cause problems is that the transmission might just had a failure, and there could be some different things going on with the transmission. There's sensors located on the transmission inside and on the outside. And if one of these sensors fail, then it can cause issues. And so there might not be no problem, but one of the sensors has just failed, so the onboard computer is getting bad data and thinks that there's an issue. And while it's not very common, it can happen sometimes. So it could be a failed sensor. And another part of the transmission that could cause problems also is the torque converter. And if the torque converter is going bad or having an issue, then it can cause problems and cause the vehicle to overheat. And again, while this isn't extremely common, it does happen sometimes. And the last thing on the list is going to be that the transmission computer module has gone bad. And again, this isn't very common. Transmission modules usually last for many, many miles and many, many years. But in some cases, they can go bad and they're just causing an issue and they need to be replaced. So last up on the list is going to be the transmission control module has just gone bad. And so that's basically it. I just want to go over some of the causes of why a transmission hot idle engine message can come on a Chevy or GMC vehicle. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.